Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only station brave enough to tackle the burning questions of our time. Like, is it really a meet cute if one of you ends up covered in craft services guacamole?
Or, more importantly, can a grumpy indie filmmaker find true love while simultaneously battling a producer who's probably embezzling funds to buy a yacht in the Caymans?
These are the philosophical quandaries we explore. People. And today, we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, glamorous and surprisingly steamy world of Susannah Erwin's Love and Other Hollywood Endings.
A title that, frankly, sounds like it was generated by an artificial intelligence trained on 1,000 romantic comedy screenplays. But hey, sometimes the algorithm gets it right.
Don't be a hater. This book is like a triple-shot espresso of second-chance romance, forced proximity, and enough Hollywood insider drama to make you question every movie you've ever loved.
And question whether you should have gone to film school instead of, this.
Speak for yourself. I'm living the dream. Anyway, the premise. Sutton Spencer, once a bright-eyed screenwriter, is now a hardened production executive with nerves of steel. Which, let's be honest, in Hollywood, probably means she can survive a meeting with certain people without crying. Too soon?
Maybe a little, but accurate. So Sutton's running the show on a big-budget blockbuster, and who walks back into her life. Xavier Duvall, the genius but grumpy indie filmmaker she almost hooked up with a decade ago.
Almost being the operative word. Apparently they had a missed connection, which in my experience usually involves one person being too drunk to remember the other person's name.
Or, in Xavier's case, probably involved him brooding artistically in a corner while wearing a beret.
He's got abandonment trauma. Show some respect. Although one reviewer did say, I really hope this fictional character gets therapy, and I'm living for that level of concern.
We stan a reader who cares about mental health, even if it's for a fictional, emotionally stunted director.
So, these two are thrown together on a remote film set, which is basically a pressure cooker of hormones and sleep deprivation. It's like Survivor, but with more expensive cameras and less Jeff Probst.
And of course there's the workplace dynamic. Sutton's technically Xavier's boss, which adds a whole layer of delicious power play to the mix.
Oh, you know we love a power imbalance on Heart Book Radio.
Speaking of which, let's talk about the spice level. Erwin's doing this interesting thing where some scenes are open door, full frontal.
Interrupting full frontal verbal sparring, of course. We're a family-friendly show. Mostly.
Right. Verbal sparring. And then other scenes fade to black, which is like ordering a spicy margarita and getting a glass of lukewarm tap water.
One reviewer was very confused about the inconsistent heat levels. Like, pick a lane, Erwin. Are we blushing or are we fanning ourselves?
Maybe she's trying to appeal to both the fade to black, Puritans, and the give me all the details, deviants.
A bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. But the chemistry between Sutton and Xavier? Apparently it's electric. Reviewers are throwing that word around like confetti at a Hollywood premiere.
And the banter? Witty, sharp, and probably fueled by copious amounts of caffeine and unresolved sexual tension.
My favourite kind. It's like foreplay but with words.
And the setting. Erwin clearly knows her way around a film set. It's all the chaos, the politics, the egos. It's basically a documentary but with more kissing.
And a subplot about a disappearing producer and financial irregularities. It's like certain shows meets other shows but with a happily ever after.
Because, of course, there's a happy ending. This is a romantic comedy, not a David Fincher film.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing Xavier direct a gritty, psychological thriller about the dark side of Hollywood.
Starring Sutton as the femme fatale who breaks his heart and steals his Oscar.
I'd watch that. But back to the book. The biggest complaint seems to be that the romance develops too quickly.
Like 0 to 60 in 3 scenes, which in Hollywood is probably considered a long-term relationship.
Some readers wanted more falling in love and less falling into bed. Although, let's be real, sometimes the latter is just more fun.
and Xavier's repetitive concerns about the relationship's expiration date got on some nerves. Like, dude, we get it. You're afraid of commitment. Move on.
At least twice. At least twice he brings it up.
Maybe he needs a mantra. I deserve love. I deserve love. I will not sabotage this relationship with my crippling fear of intimacy.
He should probably just call his therapist.
Or, read a self-help book. Maybe one written by Susannah Erwin.
Laughing. Oh, a crossover. I like it. But seriously, despite a few minor quibbles, the overall vibe is positive. Readers are calling it cute, adorable, entertaining, and a feel-good book.
Which, in these trying times, is exactly what we need. A little escapism, a little romance, and a whole lot of Hollywood shenanigans.
And the crew betting on Sutton and Xavier getting together. That's just pure comedic gold.
The crew even notices and starts taking bets on if when they get together. I'm quoting a reviewer here, people. This is real.
I love the meta-ness of it all. It's like the book is winking at us saying, yeah, we know this is a romantic comedy, but we're going to have fun with it.
And we, the readers, are here for it. So if you're looking for a fast-paced, witty and surprisingly steamy read with a healthy dose of Hollywood chaos, love and other Hollywood endings might just be your next 5-star obsession.
Just don't expect a deep dive into the human psyche. This is a beach read, not a Dostoevsky novel.
Although I'd pay good money to see Xavier try to adapt crime and punishment for the big screen.
Laughing. That's a whole other podcast episode. But for now, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us on Heartbook Radio, where we dissect romance novels with the precision of a surgeon and the subtlety of a sledgehammer.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate and review. And if you've read Love and other Hollywood endings, let us know your thoughts. Did you love it? Hate it? Did Xavier's abandonment trauma trigger your own?
We want to hear it all. Until next time, happy reading, and may your own love life be slightly less chaotic than a Hollywood film set.